Hey there, YouTubers. Thanks for stopping by today. As you can see over my shoulder, the sun is shining. It's a beautiful day here in the rolling hills of central New York, and all is well in the world. So we've got that going for us. Getting ready to record a spiritual almanac for Monday, February 8th, and we have some pretty cool stuff for you today. We're going to be starting off with a piece by an interesting poet. He was born in Alexandria, Egypt, but his family was Greek, and he kind of went back and forth between those two worlds, and that comes out in his poetry and in his writing. The piece that we're looking at today, it's an interesting piece because it's about an old man looking back on his life. He's feeling isolated, and he's looking back on his life with regret. I think, it's a great encouragement for us to really embrace that spirituality of now, right? To not put off doing the things that are important to you because, hey, tomorrow's no guarantee for anybody. I mean, that's the reality. So I hope you enjoy that piece. For Nuggets today, we have some pretty interesting things. One thing in particular we're going to be talking about is a phenomenon called the devil's footprints. I don't want to give too much away, but let me just say this, that in 1855, strange things were afoot, literally, in Devon, England. A really weird and fascinating story. And then we have some other stuff too. So I hope you stick around. I think you're going to like the nuggets for today. All right. Well, anyway, let me get set up and let's start the podcast. Welcome to a spiritual almanac. It's Monday, February 8th, 2021. Constantine Peter Cavafy was born in Alexandria, Egypt, to Greek parents who emigrated from Istanbul. He was baptized in the Greek Orthodox Church and later worked as a journalist before taking a position with the Egyptian Ministry of Public Works, where he served for 3 decades. But Cavafy was also a poet, and he shared his poems mostly with the Greek community in Alexandria. Since his death in 1933, his poems have gained recognition with audiences around the world. His poems frequently address themes of isolation, duty, and human dignity. In fact, our inspiration for today is a Cavafy piece that speaks of isolation and regret. It's a poem titled An Old Man. At the noisy end of the cafe, head bent over the table, an old man sits alone, a newspaper in front of him. And in the miserable banality of old age, he thinks how little he enjoyed the years when he had strength, eloquence, and looks. He knows he's aged a lot. He sees it, feels it. Yet it seems he was young just yesterday. So brief an interval, so brief. And he thinks of Prudence, how it fooled him. How he always believed, what madness, that cheat who said, "Tomorrow, you have plenty of time." He remembers impulses bridled, the joy he sacrificed. Every chance he lost now mocks his senseless caution. But so much thinking, so much remembering, makes the old man dizzy. He falls asleep, his head resting on the cafe table. More spiritual nuggets for today. On this day in 1855, strange hoof-like marks that area residents named the Devil's Footprints mysteriously appeared over a range of 60 kilometers following a snowfall in Devon, England. The footprints measured about 4 inches long, 3 inches across, and were spaced between 8 and 16 inches apart. They appeared in single file along a line that passed straight across everything in their path. The prints were seen on rooftops, haystacks, walls, and other obstacles. Local religious leaders suggested the footprints were the tracks of Satan. Here's how a newspaper at the time described the incident. It appears on Thursday night last, there was a very heavy snowfall in the neighborhood of Exeter and the south of Devon. On the following morning, the inhabitants of the above towns were surprised at discovering the footmarks of some strange and mysterious animal endowed with the power of ubiquity, as the footprints were to be seen in all kinds of unaccountable places, on the tops of houses and narrow walls, in gardens and courtyards, enclosed by high walls and palings, as well as in open fields. The superstitious go so far as to believe that they are the marks of Satan himself, and that great excitement has been produced among all classes may be judged from the fact that the subject has been descanted on from the pulpit. Although there have been plenty of theories to explain the event, the source of the footprints remains a mystery even today. Today is also the birthday of Dmitri Mendeleev, the Russian chemist who developed the periodic table of elements in 1834. He was born the son of a Russian Orthodox priest, and according to the tradition at the time, priest children were given new family names while attending theological seminary. So Mendeleev is actually not Dmitri's family name, but the name of a local landlord. As an Orthodox Christian, Mendeleev's mother encouraged him to patiently search divine and scientific truth. Later, Mendeleev left the church and informed his mother he had embraced deism. He became a university instructor in 1867 and wrote the definitive chemistry textbook of the time. While he was working on classifying elements according to their chemical properties, he began to notice patterns and saw the arrangement of the elements in a dream. He later said, "I saw in a dream a table where all elements fell into place as required. Awakening, I immediately wrote it down on a piece of paper. Only in one place did a correction later seem necessary." Finally, today's happy thought comes to us from the great American poet Walt Whitman. He said, "Keep your face always toward the sunshine, and shadows will fall behind you." Pretty great advice, especially for a sunny midwinter's day. And that's today's Spiritual Almanac. For additional reading, see C.P. Cavafy collected poems. There's a link in the description and on our website. A Spiritual Almanac is a production of Granola Soul. You can find a text version of today's episode, Cavafy's An Old Man, and other resources at our website, granolasoul.com. Thanks for listening. Be kind, take good care, and I'll see you tomorrow.